Now, tonight when we play this big game, I need you to be on the game. You understand?
And I can't believe they lost in overtime. What's that?
Oh! Dead. Ball.
Timeout!
Yeah, must be basketball season.
Good hump day to you all. Whoop, whoop. Whoop. And thanks for joining us here right on the Court Report. I am Chris Stonebreaker. She is Megan Pichet. And in a few moments, we will have MaxPreps national basketball editor Jason Hickman joining us here on the show. It is basketball season.
It is. Welcome in, and so good to be back. We were off last week, but basketball season was in full swing. Lots of states started this past week. And what better way to celebrate the start of the basketball season than with some highlights? We're going to go now to our top plays. And here we go in Florida. Lake Highland Prep of Orlando in red and Father Lopez of Daytona Beach in the white. And this pull-up jumper is sent back the other way, leaving a fast break opportunity for Lake Highland Prep. Comes out of nowhere with that block. Whoop.
Well, this is the best part of it. And when we saw this the first time, I love the Euro step WNBA finish right there. Nice go. And now watch this play by 24/7 Sports number 6 recruit in the country, Stanley Johnson of Modern Day in Santa Ana, California. You have a steal that leads to a solo fast break and windmill, showing off all the tools Stanley made in America.
All right, next up, preseason number 3, Huntington St. Joseph Prep with a double alley-oop. Josh Perkins to Jaquan Lyle to Miles Bridges. Bridges finishes with the dunk. Whew.
And Lob City has officially made it north of the border. The proof comes in the form of Johnny Johnson of Auburn Drive High School in Cole Harbor, Nova Scotia, as he gets the lob off the backboard and lets his athleticism do the rest. Moss Goffin, his opponents. Look at that. Woo! Getting up there, head height on the rim, just throwing it down. Now, what a way to start the show, right? We had our commercial, if you saw that at the very beginning. We jumped right into top plays, but now the only way that we can take this show to another level is by bringing in a top shelf bloke like Jason Hickman, MaxPreps' national basketball editor. And Jason, I am so glad to see your face this week.
You guys know I'm excited to be on with you. Let's go ahead and talk some basketball.
All right, so now that basketball season is here, and now Thanksgiving and basketball season, and you know, Thanksgiving is past, which now means it's December, and we have holiday tournaments going to be going throughout December. Do you have any going on this week?
Yeah, Chris, you're going to get tired of hearing me say this over and over this season, but every single weekend in high school basketball is a big one, and this one is no exception. Starting off in Kentucky with the Marshall County Hoop Fest, 2 big games there involving nationally ranked teams, and both involve Prime Prep of Dallas, Texas. Friday night, number 5 Prime Prep will take on number 16 Quality Education Academy of Winston-Salem, North Carolina. Already has quality wins this season over Oak Hill Academy and The Rock from Gainesville, Florida. Saturday night, Prime Prep involved with another doozy. This time they'll take on number 8 Red Hot White Station Spartans from Memphis, Tennessee. Moving on to Chicago, the Chicago Elite Classic, a big one there that took a little luster away last weekend when St. John Bosco fell at a tournament in Southern California. But as you see there, the Whitney Young Dolphins, currently in our top 10, will take on St. John Bosco. And the other one that catches my eye there will be the 4-time defending Illinois state champions, the Simeon Wolverines, taking on Hamilton and the Lawson brothers of Memphis, Tennessee.
Look at this. This is some footage of Simeon with Jabari Parker back in the day, and it's going to be a tough one for Simeon now, the post-Jabari Parker era. But now, speaking of the Lawson brothers, and since I have you here on the show, I want to pick your brain about them actually in our I'm the Future segment, shown here with the great graphic. And Jason, please tell us more about these two brothers out of Tennessee.
Yeah, absolutely. Coming into this season, there was some question whether these guys were going to be more than just big-time prospects. Were they going to truly develop into players and winners? And I think early on this season, they're answering that call. They helped Hamilton knock off Plano West last weekend at the Thanksgiving Hoop Fest. A lot to like about these guys. The older brother, KJ, he's a junior in that 6'6", 6'7" range, can play on the wing and play guard. He's already committed to the hometown Memphis Tigers. Ton of talent there. And then you move on to the younger brother, 6'6", again, 6'7", guard wing type, Dedrick Lawson. And to top it all off, this brother duo is coached by their father at Hamilton. Definitely a team that we have on our national rankings radar, thanks to one of the top brother combinations in the country.
All right. Thank you very much, Jason. And if you want to be seen on the I'm the Future segment, go to maxpreps.com/maxprepsthreads today to get all your exclusive MaxPreps apparel for the perfect gift this holiday season, like the 2013 limited edition Tau Tee or MaxPreps Flex Fit hat. Now, the Lawson brothers.
Yes, they're looking good this season.
Oh.
Ooh, they're tall.
Yeah, they're tall. Taller than me, for sure.
All right, so we're going to get to them. We're going to have 2 more years with those guys, but now I want to get to the class of 2014 and talk about some seniors. So, Jason, let's bring you back on, and I want to know what senior will be making an impact next year in college?
Well, a guy that I really wanted the opportunity to highlight this week was 6'11" center Miles Turner out of Trinity High School in Euless, Texas. What's incredible about Turner is that a year ago, very few people even knew his name. He was a virtual unknown nationally, but as his game started to grow into that 6'11" frame, this guy absolutely exploded toward the end of his junior year, and then over the summer on the Under Armour circuit. This year, he's taken the Trinity program to a totally different level. Again, this is a school more known for its football prowess and several state championships over the past few years, and he's helping them become kind of one of the staples on the showcase circuit. They went to the State Farm Tournament of Champions in Illinois last week and took 2 of 3 with some big efforts from Turner, who averaged over 16 points, 13 rebounds, and 7 block shots per game, including a 25, 18, and 5 outing against one of the top teams in Illinois in Proviso East.
Wow, Miles Turner's really putting up. Anytime you go in 3 games and have 16, 13, you're doing something good. Now, a player that we want to now showcase on the show is also one that's making an impact, though, at the college level. His name is Marcus Smart, and like Miles, he actually went to high school in Texas. He was a MaxPreps All-American, and he goes to Oklahoma State right now. We wouldn't be MaxPreps if we didn't have high school footage of him. So here he is. The highlights shown here are from the Adidas Super 64 in Las Vegas, where Smart led his Texas Assault team to the championship over Dream Vision and Shabazz Muhammad back in 2011. Marcus, though, played for Flower Mound Marcus in Texas, where he led the Marauders to a 39-2 record his senior season and a second straight Class 5A title, while finishing ranked number 2 in the MaxPreps Excellent 25. Marcus was named the Class 5A Player of the Year by the Texas Association of Basketball Coaches as a senior, and to the McDonald's All-American team, averaging 15.1 points, 9.2 rebounds, 5 assists, 2.8 steals, and 1.3 blocks. Maybe the most impressive stat of all, Flower Mound Marcus went 115-6 over his last 3 seasons.
Ooh.
Yes, that's domination at the high school level.
All right, in our next segment, we feature a player who will never know what it's like to play basketball in college.
Me?
No.
Not me.
Talking about Kobe Bryant. He went from high school straight into the pros, and he is featured on this week's Way Back When. All the talk centers around Kobe Bryant's possible return to the court this Friday. He's been out since April with the torn Achilles tendon. Today we look back on Kobe before he was an NBA household name and his time at Lower Merion High School in Ardmore, Pennsylvania. Even then, Bryant was a crowd pleaser, delivering under pressure with an acrobatic style that entertained the fans and caught the eye of college and NBA scouts alike. During his junior year, he averaged 31.1 points and was named Pennsylvania Player of the Year. As a senior, Bryant averaged 30 points, 12 rebounds, 6 assists, 4 steals, and almost 4 blocks a game, while leading the Lower Merion Aces to their first state title in 53 years. Bryant is Southeastern Pennsylvania's all-time leading scorer with over 2,800 points, more than 1,000 of those points tallied in his senior year alone. Bryant was named the Naismith High School Player of the Year, Gatorade National Basketball Player of the Year. He was selected as a McDonald's All-American, and in the 1996 NBA draft, 17-year-old Kobe Bryant was the 6th player in NBA history to go to the pros straight out of high school. He was selected 13th overall to the Charlotte Hornets, who traded their pick to the Lakers, where Kobe began his professional career. And the rest, as they say, is history. And hopefully we'll see a little bit of that history this Friday when the Lakers take on the Kings.
I hope not that much history, but I am a Kings fan, but at the same time, Lakers look like they have a good thing going right now. 500. They have some good chemistry. We'll see if Kobe wrecks that when he comes back.
Well, he's been passing a lot in practice, so let's see if he'll keep that up.
Yeah, we'll see.
All right. I want to get to our next segment now. It is called 3 in the Key with Jason Hickman, and this is the part of our show where we get the chance to ask our national basketball editor, Jason Hickman, any 3 questions about high school hoops. Jason, you are obviously staying up on all the best teams week to week and following all the games. So first question, which ranked team is coming off the best weekend?
I'll have to stay with a little bit of theme of this show and go with the White Station Spartans of Memphis, Tennessee. Memphis, one of the true high school basketball hotbeds in the entire country. The Spartans, coming down the stretch last season, faltered a little bit, went 8-6, came up short of the state title, which many people projected them to win. So there were questions coming into this season whether they were going to be able to truly maintain that elite status nationally. And last weekend, they definitely looked the part at the Lighthouse Classic in Mississippi, absolutely dismantling DeSoto, Texas by 31 points. And DeSoto was a team that was coming off a major tournament victory the week before in its home state. So that was without a doubt the game that stood out the most to me.
All right, so this, of course, is called 3 in the Key, and that means there's 3 questions. So question number 2, Jason, I want to know which unranked team was the toughest to leave out of this week's rankings?
Yeah, it's a great question as well, Chris. And I'll have to go with one of my favorite nicknames in the country on this one, the Charging Wildcats of North Little Rock, Arkansas. This was a team that went 30-1, won the Class 7A state title. As you can see, they're being honored at the MaxPreps Tour of Champions last year. And they added a very intriguing transfer to the mix this year in Anton Beard. They went and swept the Rumble on the Ridge tournament in Forest City, Arkansas last weekend and did so very impressively, beating a very talented Jonesboro team by 27 points in the final. So look for them to crack the top 25 in the coming weeks if they continue to play at a high level.
All right, and plenty of great teams you could have mentioned there, Jason. Okay, on to question number 3. Preseason ranked number 1 Montverde Academy has come out of the gate absolutely on fire. They've blown out 2 defending state champions, and so far they've won all 4 of their games by 23 points or more. Will anybody be able to touch the Eagles this season?
Wow, well, I'm one of the biggest Montverde Academy and Kevin Boyle fans out there, and I don't doubt that they could run the table all the way through April. But the better question there is, can Montverde Academy even survive the month of December? Yeah, they've been very tough out of the gates, have really put the hurt on a couple of very talented teams. But this team has, Montverde I speak of, they're going to go to the City of Palms Classic in 2 weeks, followed immediately by another tournament in Charlotte, North Carolina. It's possible that the Eagles could face as many as 4 or 5 nationally ranked teams in the span of 12 days. So yes, this team is very talented, and yes, they have what it takes to potentially be number 1 at the end of the season, but it's no sure thing that they're even going to get through December unscathed.
3 seconds. I'm blowing the whistle on you, Jason. Thank you very much for that information, and corny if that might have been, but yeah, three in the key. We got this. So, anyways, I want to end the show. I first want to say thank you all for joining us. I am Chris Stonebreaker. This is Megan Pache, and who you just saw was Jason Hickman, MaxPreps' national basketball editor. Thank you for clicking in to MaxPreps.com, America's source for high school sports. Come back next week for the Court Report. Same time, same place. See ya.